Hello again, my friends. I'm sorry I'm coming back to you kind of late. It's been a very, very busy day. Miss Walker had some learning that she had to do. I'm excited that I got to talk to a couple of my friends today. Yesterday I talked to Mila. Today I got to talk to Camden S. So moms and dads, if that's something you're still interested in doing, video chatting one-on-one, feel free to let me know. You can email me or text me so we can make sure that we have that happen. It's very great to see my kids. So today we are going to, and friends, I said earlier, this isn't really going to be like a shared reading lesson or phonics or math. We're just kind of going to read together and try to remember some of those things that we learned about at school for conscious discipline. So when we talked about having a big voice, when we talked about how you could do your breathing strategies, all those kind of things. When I read this book, and it's called Little Mouse's New Friend. It reminds me a lot of the book that we read with Schubert. Do you remember Schubert? The book that we read with him, that was about how you can learn to use your big voice. And that's not something that we just do at school. That's something that you should be doing at home too. So using your words to help figure out problems instead of getting really upset and frustrated or angry about things. So we're going to make sure that as we're reading, we can remember some of those things that we already learned when we were at school about using a big voice and the kind of choices that we should make. Okay? So this is Little Mouse's New Friend. If you want, you can kick back and relax while we read this one. I might ask you a couple questions, but we're not going to be doing any writing or anything like that. So if you want to get comfy, go ahead and do that. So this is by Joe Perry, and that's the only name I see listed, so I think they are the author and the illustrator. Little Mouse's New Friend. First day of school and all the animals were very excited. "I can't wait to meet my new classmates," said Little Mouse, skipping alongside his mom. "It's going to be so much fun." Hannah the Hedgehog came through the school gate with her mom. She wasn't excited about starting school at all. When Little Mouse and the others chatted noisily, Hannah tiptoed past, hoping no one would notice her. So I remember too, we talked about at the beginning of the year, some friends were really excited, some friends were feeling nervous, some friends felt a little sad. So maybe you can think back to that time just like the characters in this story. When the bell rang, everybody filed into the classroom, and Hannah accidentally bumped into Al. "Ouch," she cried. "You pricked me with your spikes." "Sorry," squeaked Hannah. "I didn't mean to." So I'm looking here, I can see Al, and he looks a little grumpy, and that could be because he just got poked. But here's Hannah. She looks like a nice friend. He's being kind of mean to her. Hannah felt upset. Her sharp spikes made her different from all the other animals. "I wish I was soft and smooth like everyone else," she thought, patting down her spikes. Now we know already, right, that everything about us is what makes us special and unique. That's why each of us have something special about us. In the classroom, everyone quickly found a seat, except for Hannah. The only place left was next to Al, who scowled and crossed his wings grumpily. Now, if we were at school, we would talk about context clues for that word scowled. Do you know what scowled means? Listen to these words again. The only place left was next to Al, who scowled and crossed his wings grumpily. Now, I could use my picture clue. A scowl is a kind of face you make that is not nice. Try it. So if someone's making that face at you, you know that they are not happy. I don't like to see friends scowling. All the way through the lesson, Hannah and Al sat in silence. When lunchtime came, everybody ran to play outside together. But Hannah stayed sitting in her seat, looking very sad. Oh no, I know my friends at school would not let her sit all by herself. "What's wrong, Hannah?" asked Mrs. Bunny. "Don't you want to play with the others?" "No one will want to play with me," replied Hannah. "I'm too sharp and prickly." "Your spikes make you special," said Mrs. Bunny, smiling. "Being different is a good thing. My ears are much longer than anybody else's, but I like them very much." So Miss Bunny is her teacher. After talking to Miss Bunny, Hannah felt much better. She loved Mrs. Bunny's extra long ears and thought that maybe her own spikes weren't so bad after all. So she decided to go out and play. On her way, Hannah overheard Al talking to Little Mouse, and he wasn't being very nice. "I don't want to play with you," said Al grumpily. "You're far too small to be any fun." So he's being a real cranky pants, isn't he? Not being kind to anybody. I really don't like it. I'd be very sad with him if he were in my class. Hannah thought about what Mrs. Bunny had told her and decided to say something to Al. She felt proud to be Spiky, and she thought that Little Mouse should be proud to be small. Okay, look out. Here it comes. She's getting ready to use her big voice. "You shouldn't be mean just because someone is different," added Hannah. Al scowled at Hannah and flew off, thinking about what she had said. So, Hannah says, "You shouldn't be mean just because someone is different." So here, she is telling Al how she feels. She is using that big voice. Does crying solve the problem? No. Does being sad and pouting about it solve the problem? No. You've got to use that big voice. So she shared with him how she felt. "Thanks," said Little Mouse, smiling at Hannah. "It was really brave of you to say that to Al. I'm Little Mouse. What's your name?" "I'm Hannah," said the hedgehog with a smile. Little Mouse looked at Hannah's spikes. She certainly wasn't soft and smooth at all. "Your spikes are so cool," he said. "Why don't you come and show them to my friends?" So Mouse and Hannah the hedgehog are figuring out the things that are special about them that make them unique. Hannah felt a bit shy about meeting Little Mouse's fluffy friends, but everyone loved her spikes. They all agreed that sticking up for Little Mouse was a very brave thing to do indeed. Soon, Hannah made lots of new friends. Hannah, Little Mouse, and the others had lots of fun playing games together that lunchtime. Hannah soon forgot all about her spikes. Little Mouse felt just as big as everyone else. In the middle of their games, Hannah suddenly noticed that Al was all by himself. Can you see him? Still looks pretty grumpy. "Come and play with us, Al," she called. "We need someone with big, strong wings to play superhero." Al happily flew over to join everyone. He was sorry for being so mean before. From across the playground, Mrs. Bunny spotted them and waved at Hannah with a smile. She knew they would all be great friends. Now, do you know what I'm thinking about? Do you remember at school the time that we wore the heart-shaped glasses? And Miss Walker sent this picture to your moms and dads. They might even still have it. When you wore those heart-shaped glasses and we said sometimes friends have a tough time. They feel angry or they feel sad or maybe something in their heart is just not feeling so good. And even when they might act meanly, our job is to still always be kind. So we use the heart-shaped glasses to remember, even when people aren't being loving, we can show our love to other people and be kind to them, because sometimes that's exactly what a person needs. So Hannah the hedgehog saw that Al was over here all by himself, and even though he was mean to her earlier, that doesn't matter to her. She wants to include him. So she invites him, because he's a part of her school family, and says, "Come on over and play with us." And Al comes. And now look at Al. He's so happy. So it works out best for everybody. When the bell rang at the end of the day, Little Mouse, Hannah, and the other animals couldn't wait to see their moms and dads and tell them about their great first day at school. Before she left, Hannah said goodbye to Little Mouse. "Can we play together again?" she asked hopefully. "Of course," said Little Mouse happily. "I am so happy to have made a new friend." And all of our friends in our class who are missing so much, we are all friends, of course, and our school family. And that's the end. So I want you to visualize in your mind somebody in our class. Close your eyes so that you can visualize somebody in our class, or if you're someone else that's watching, somebody that you just love, 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 love. Okay, open your eyes. Do you have them in your head? So it's always important to give the people that we love and kindness and all those good things. Super important. I'm sure friends do that every day, especially when you're at home with your families for this long period of time. But if you're thinking about your friends at school, there are lots of things I could say right away that are kind choices that we do to show others that we love them. Okay, now we're going to flip it. Close your eyes. visualize, and if you want, put your V on your head to help you, visualize somebody that maybe is not so nice. Somebody that maybe has a tough time. You don't have to say their name. Just think of what they look like. Okay, open your eyes. Do you have them in your brain? So, sometimes people aren't always the nicest. Miss Walker isn't so nice sometimes when something makes me feel upset. But our job as friends and as a school family are to always, always, always just treat other people with kindness. Sometimes we have a bad day. Moms and dads have a bad day. You might be having a bad day. Brothers and sisters, your friends that you might be seeing, maybe not right now, but later on down in the future, you might see them. Just because someone's having a tough time does not mean that we can't show love and kindness to them, okay? So I want you to think about that while you're spending all this time at home. And people might be a little bit cranky because they can't go anywhere or really do too much, and you're all in the house together, to treat other people with kindness. Okay, that is super duper important. So let me think of a school family song we could do before we leave for the day. I got one. Hands go up. You know this one. So you can do this to somebody at home. I'm going to pretend like I'm doing it to you. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Hands go up. Hands come down. Hugs to all my friends around. I love you and you love me. Together we make a family. All right, let's do it one more time. Ready? Hands go up. Hands go down. Hug me. Hugs to all my friends around. I love you and you love me. Together we make a family. And that's it. And that's the end for today. So I hope that while we were reading, you remembered all of those things that we learned at the beginning of the year about showing kindness, about using your big voice to stand up for yourself, and about making good choices because it's the right thing to do. So friends, I still, can you believe it, still miss you so much. I wish I could see you. We're hopefully very, very soon I'm going to get to. And I hope that you're having a great day. I will see you tonight for a bedtime story. Make good choices, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.